guys, welcome back to another replay of the week. The posting of this video means that you can now submit replays for next week's replay of the week. If you are having trouble uploading your replays to wattreplays.eu because the site is under maintenance right now, you can send the replay file to one of our admin and then submit the form yourself and just say who you sent it to. Getting into this video, this is a game by Lucy Juice. He's playing the Cax. I don't think he has field mods because he's not able to, or he's disabled the changing of his equipment and ammo in the battle countdown, so we can't see what equipment he's running. But I would guess HP, Rammer, and V-Stab. So Lucy Juice realizes that he's got some support with him, pushing the rails. And the Cax is where you want to be, pushing the rails. Now this is an aggressive cross, just because, yes, you have teammates with you, but they could also have a lot with them, right? This is fine, I guess. So here, we're getting a good shot into the TVP for free. And then another shot into the TVP here. Nice shooting. One thing you have to be really careful of in this position is back here. They can have TDs sit along the rails here and they can shoot you. Not from super far back, but they can sit up here on this kind of grass hill and they can shoot you. They can also sit in this knocked over tree that's on the right side of your screen, just out of frame. So this is a little bit of a, you can be shot from a lot of angles when you peek from this position here. There's some good shots in on the Centurion. And now we just need to be patient because we can't really re-push into the dip by ourselves because it's a full HP 430U. So I would like to see that be aimed a little better. You're shooting heat, it's the side, right? You're not gonna have a really panning shot in a 430U if you have a side like that angle. Here the same thing. You either want to aim here along the top of the tracks, right under the sidebar. That's the pen, or his shoulder, or his lower plate. Like aiming at to get the tracking shot with the damage is not really going to happen with heat on an IS-7 in particular. That's a good shot. That's good. You saw the Centurion fire earlier, and you know you beat his reload. And now you have to be careful because the Centurion can probably peek there unspotted since he did it the first time. That's a good shot. I mean, those aren't great. Don't have a great chance to pen, but you're better off shooting those than over peeking and taking damage. And for like 90 HP or whatever, right? So you know you beat the Centurion's reload, so you're gonna peek again here, which is really good. You get a nice shot on the 430U cupola. And now we are going to repush. I would like to see, because you can get to here and take that shot from here. We're completely safe, right? There's no reason to rush that shot. And everything is spotted now, except for the G-Sor. But he hasn't been shooting the entire game if he's at the back, so he's probably not at the back. So we can overpoke on the Centurion there and clean him up. Or get spotted crossing in the open. And give a good shot. Make sure to fully aim, which was good. And now we're waiting for the Forky to get spotted. The Forky gets spotted. And we overpeak. And I think this shot hits. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it does. So now in this situation, you have kind of two groups of tanks, right? You have the people in the dip here, which is the 2 already, the G-Sor, and then you have all these heavies in the north, and the north is where all the HP is going to be, right? So as if we watch this, the fine shot in the EBR, just a little unlucky. Maybe could have waited a little bit, let it aim in a bit more. So like right now, I would like to see you coming under to here, like E3, and playing on the right side of this ridge or just on the left side of this ridge, because playing on the left side will let you shoot into the dip, depending on where they're playing in the dip. And playing the right side could allow you to shoot into the city, or it could allow you to push onto the 4005. Because we're kind of just sitting here waiting for a little bit, I think. We're using the house to stay safe in the IS-7 and the 4K. It's a good shot in the EBR. The Nucky wheel in there. I think you're gonna do it now. Go on this ridge. But this could have been done a lot earlier. And even if you do this initially, even if you come here initially, and the IS-7 decides to push you, you can just run away, because you're faster than the IS-7, right? You can just run away back to where you were, back to the house. He might shoot you once or twice, but it doesn't really matter. You have 1400 HP if he shoots you twice. Doesn't matter, right? But you'll be able to run into your teammates, and he will either die pushing you or stop pushing you. Yeah, yeah, see what I mean? Like, you have a shot on the arty too, I believe. Yeah. You have a shot in every tank playing on the backside of that dip from here. And now it's just farm, do as much damage as we can, because we've won the game. I would like to see Heat being shot here, just because it's a guaranteed pen if you shoot him in the shoulder, but our AP's doing okay, it seems. It's like that shot in particular was kind of like, 50-50 pen, right? But with Heat, it's 100% because you're just gonna shoot onto his front plate. I mean, I know you want to get to the other heavies as quick as possible, right? But I think you can still um, aim that a little better. Like, even just not auto-aiming there, you might be able to get a shot. So you're really never going to pen with auto-aim there. Good that we avoid the truck, because the truck will stop our heat shell, which was a good realization of what was blocking us. And now we're just shooting a mouse. So this was a good game. A couple good things. Oh, the game's not over yet. So I liked how we were playing off of the Centurion's reload in K8, the enemy Centurion 7-1. Whenever he would shoot, we'd make sure we got to shoot twice because that tank's reload is pretty long, and he's the only tank that's holding us from shooting the 430U and the IS-7 when they're playing here, right? I also liked where we came at the end to this mound hill, and we played the ridge to shoot into the dip, and then we played the ridge to shoot the 4K. I think we could have done this a lot sooner though, and it would have allowed us to push the city faster and potentially get a little bit more damage. But other than that, it was a really good game. Oh, and our ammunition choice when shooting the IS-7. That could have been heat because you did have a ton of heat left. And it's just 100% pen if you shoot him in the upper shoulder plate here. If that makes sense. Anyways, congratulations to Lucy Juice for being featured in this week's member replay. And remember to submit your replays for next week, everyone. And now on to the coach's replay of the week. It is once again myself because I'm the one doing the voiceover. I know I had the best idea of what I was thinking in this battle. We're playing the Leopard 1 Himmelsdorf. We have HPV Stab Rammer. HV is really nice on this map because you're going to be brawling. So there's not really any opportunities for sniping. So we're going to have to play in their face. So in general, I like playing the lower side of Himmels in most of my tanks because if your team loses the hill, then it's okay. Because they're probably just going to drive off the hill and die. Any team that is. And if your team wins the hill, it's not really like most of the time on the hill it's either a stalemate or you lose. Okay, that was bad. Hey guys, and now on to the coaches replay. It is once again myself because I am the one doing the voiceover. I have the best idea of what was happening in the game when I was playing it, right? So we're playing the Leopard 1 in Himmelsdorf. We have HPV Stab Rammer. I like HP here because Himmelsdorf is a brawling map. You're going to be in close quarters. There's not really opportunities for any sniping to happen, right? So we're going to go play the window because the window allows us to shoot tanks crossing to the 1, 2, 3 lines that are slow through the 5 line, this gap here. It also allows us to shoot any light tanks that do what this guy's doing. And it allows us easy access to push the 8 line if we can push the 8 line. And we're pretty safe from the hill until they come onto our side of the hill, obviously, right? So this light tank, I'm not sure what he's doing, but we're gonna just shoot him twice because he gives us 2 shots, and we're not gonna miss at this range. Hopefully not, anyways, right? Now we're looking for the shot on tanks that are crossing slow. We don't see any, and we see that our team is kind of pushing up the 8 line, so we're gonna rotate through the middle of the courtyard here and help them push the 8 line too. Now this is not a great position that I go to, because if I peek this, the char, any tanks that are with the char will have a shot on me, which is not good, obviously, because I don't really have a great shot on them. So I'm looking for the shot in the Patton, because I'm not sure if he's aware, but he is aware of the angle that I was trying to create. And he was even knew about that little window, so that was kind of surprising. But we realize we can't push the Patton anymore. Going through the middle of the courtyard's not going to work because they have the hill now. So we're going to look to push through the 8 line because the 8 line is safe from the hill. And now we're going to look to fight the Patton. We put a nice shot on his cupola there, and we think that he's going to shoot the IS-2-3, and he does, so we can repush a little early, peek a little earlier. And now this is not a great push because I can get shot from the hill, and I do get shot from the hill here. It's not great to trade that HP because of that Leo. You don't have a lot of HP, right? I was probably better off continuing down the 8 line and just cutting him off here and giving him a shot here. And now we make another mistake in driving like this to be shot from the low. That's not great. We could have taken much safer pathing. We could have continued down the 8 line and then crossed over safely. But we did not do that. That was a mistake. That was not a good shot in the Hori. Could have been better aimed. Goes into his track. And now we're peeking again because the Hori just shot. And we know that the Sioux doesn't have very good dispersion. So the odds of him hitting us there were pretty low. The Hori is retaking the windows, which is a decent play by him. But I don't think he realizes that he is giving us a shot when he backs up like that. Now we wait for the Rev to peak. We give a shot to the Rev. And we need to be careful now because the low has come down from the hill and he has crossed over onto the A line. That's a little unlucky. A little bit unlucky there. That was pretty important to kill him there, but we don't kill him there, unfortunately. And now we kind of have to be patient here because we need something to happen. There's really nothing to do here. We cannot push up the hill with the Hori in the window and the low here. We cannot push the Hori with the low here. So we're kind of stuck in a crossfire. And there's not really any way to make it to the 4K and the ISU over here while being safe from the patent tank. So we just need to be patient and hold an angle. Hopefully someone makes a mistake, someone peeks incorrectly. And now we see the XM, the tier 8 TD is spotted on the 8 line. That's a pretty big mistake to be made by him. So we're going to go punish it. Now that was a bad shot by me, but we get bailed out by our Jagdtiger. Avoid taking a shot that would put us down to 1 shot for the Hori. And now here we want to kill the Hori, but the low kind of drives out sideways in front of me and the Jagdtiger, so that was good for us. And now we get a nice shot into the patent tank because we know the Hori doesn't have an angle on us when we peek super close, right? So now we're going to be unspotted, and we're going to make a bit of a risky play here. We are going to cross because I know that the Hori Alpha is like 650 around that for the Hori 1. The patent tank's around 390 or 400, I believe. So we could be a 2-shot, but the odds of them hitting the shot are pretty low because it's such a small gap, right? The patent tank would have to peak, and the Hori would have to be in position to shoot at the perfect time for them, right? And here we want to make sure that we don't take damage from the arty, because we want to make sure that we're not a 1-shot for this ISU who might have the 750 alpha gun, or and we don't want to go down to a 2-shot for the patent tank here, right? So we just want to conserve as much HP as possible. It's a little unfortunate he crossed unspotted there, and he tries to kite around the corner, but he did not make it on time. And so now, in this situation, I was thinking the arty was on the hill, because I kind of thought that if he was on the 1-2, he'd be spotted. So I kind of made a gamble here. I figured I would get more damage out of this ISU than I would from the arty on the hill, because the ISU is 800 HP. Our Char Feature 4 is 500. I didn't think he was going to peek into the ISU. Well, the ISU could potentially be loaded. But it actually ends up working out for us because the arty is in there, which was a little surprising. Now the ISU gets spotted. We zoom out to check which way he's looking, and he's looking at our Char. So we are just going to take our time, aim, and pick him up. Now this is a good example of being patient here, especially when we push down the 8 line, and we did not peek into the low or the ISU. We waited for the XM tier 8 TD to get spotted on the 8 line, and then made a good decision to push him instantly. Just allowed us to shoot him twice. It was also good. I think it was good to be aggressive here and cross because it would have been hard to get more damage out of the game if we didn't cross because we were kind of stuck in an impossible crossfire here between the Ho-Ri and the Patent Tank. Um, I think there were a couple mistakes though. When I crossed the courtyard initially, I should have just come into the 8 line instead of trying to fight the Patent here on the D line. That was not great, especially my driving. Once I got past the 8 line was very bad. I took 2 shots from the hill, which I should never take. They were just really bad to take. But besides those 2 things, I think it's a really well played game. Um, so yeah, that was this week's replay. Those were this week's replays of the week. The posting of this video means that you can now submit replays for next week's replay of the week, and make sure that the game that you are submitting is it occurs after the posting of this video. And if What Replays is still down in the next week, you can just send the file to one of the admin, either myself, Agigoli, or Ferret, and then submit the form and state who you sent it to so that we can kind of keep track and write that down, because that's important to make sure that no replays go missing. Anyways, that was this week. Replay of the week. See you all next week.